Hey, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us for Access City Council. I'm your host, City of Las Vegas Communications Director David Riggleman. Coming up on this show, a new program launches to help connect vulnerable households to much-needed medical services, and more large-scale murals are coming to the historic West Side. Here to discuss these topics and a whole lot more is the councilman who represents Ward 5. You know who it is, Mr. Cedric Crear. Welcome. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Riggleman. How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm excellent. It's beautiful outside. Beautiful time of year. It's great to get excited. Middle of April.
Yeah.
I mean, still frigid in some parts of the country.
Yeah, right.
But it is beautiful here. So it is.
We'll take it.
Great. Yeah.
You deserve it.
You know what? We do deserve it.
I agree.
I agree with you. Go. That's because we have to suffer so much in the summertime.
Yeah.
In August.
Yeah, when it's 110 plus.
110 plus. Yeah. But with that said, it's beautiful now. So I'm going to enjoy that and not worry about summer until it comes around.
Me as well.
Yes.
Me as well. So, Councilman, you know Ward 5 like the back of your hand. You're born and raised there. For those of you out there not exactly sure, we're going to show you on the map where it's located. The ward boundaries changed at the end of last year, but these are the current ward boundaries. That is Ward 5 right now. It encompasses our downtown, but goes all the way to the northwest. So you got a little bit of everything in there.
Yeah, and it goes back out to Lone Mountain now, and then we have a little bit more downtown. So check the website for LasVegasNevada.gov to find out really if you have an idea of what ward you're in. We're more than happy to tell you. And if you are new to the ward, welcome. And for all of you that have been here for a while, then please welcome our new neighbors and our new friends in our neighborhood.
You bring up a good point. All you have to do is enter your address on our city website, and it'll tell you what ward you're in. And you can subscribe to the councilman or councilwoman's newsletter related to that ward if you so desire. Hope that you do. Councilman, we're going to start off with this. I loved it. You posted on Facebook. You said, big news. I'm excited to finally tell you guys that this Sunday I'll be performing on stage at the Grammys as the 8th honorary member of BTS. And folks, I have to tell you, please note that that was posted on April 1.
It was. I got to tell you, my team and I sort of thought about what we kind of wanted to do. Something fun, something light for April Fools. But, you know, in today's age, you got to be sensitive what you put out there because who knows. With the Grammys being here last week, BTS being in town, with BTS being as big as they are, I thought it was kind of cool and kind of funny. And lo and behold, it came off well. But I couldn't believe how many people believed that I was going to be on stage with BTS and as an honorary member.
Congratulations, that's great. Enjoy that.
Yeah.
Folks, it's April 1.
You know, we had the Shaquille O'Neal Foundation, and I was on the Shaquille O'Neal. I was the MC for the silent auction, for the live auction, and I think people saw that and they're like, okay, well, maybe it's possible. Maybe you got Shaq, maybe he does got BTS.
He's hanging with all the
Who knows,
celebs.
right? Hanging off celebs. But it was great, good fun. Grammys were awesome. I think that the Grammys, the American Music Association, or the Grammy Association struck gold with Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
I hope they come back, and I'm sure everybody had a great time.
Councilman, now you think about it. We had the Grammys. We've had Country Music Awards here.
We had
the NFL Draft.
NFL Draft. We had the NHL All-Star Game.
That too.
You know, the WNBA All-Star Game. We've had it all, and it's just a matter of time before we get everything else, I think. Super Bowl will be here probably the next few years.
That's coming up. And I've heard it said we're the entertainment capital of the world. Well, I think there's something to that.
You know, if you look at the restaurants, the entertainment, the hotels, the quality of all of those, where else would you rather be? 24-hour town, you know, you get done with an event, you get done with NFR, then, you know, the world is just opening up here in Las Vegas. Like, we're just getting started. Where in other cities, you go to the rodeo and there you go. You go home, go back to your Hampton Inn, and you have a good time, and that's about it.
Everything's closing up, but not here. Exactly.
Yep, not here. We're just getting started. People just showing up to work.
Exactly. Councilman, you also posted this on Facebook. You said, Genesis at Roseman University College of Medicine Apple Art launched today on the steps of City Hall to help the community, starting with the historic West Side. So fill everyone in. What is this program, Councilman?
So Roseman Medical College is great, led by Dean Joe Greer, who is doing a fantastic job, and his team. They have an outreach program, basically, where they go into the community. You know, we've been talking about the healthcare disparities that are facing our community, and we partnered with them to go out, knock on doors. You're going to see these cars which are wrapped. We're going to be showing up at different places, talking about how do we improve the quality of our healthcare. Roseman is great. They did this in Miami, which they launched. It's highly successful, where they're going to do this around the city. We're going to be the first neighborhood that they are launching this in, but we're really excited about it, and this is just one more step that we're taking to get our community healthier. You know, it ties into our community farming facility that we're doing, and a co-op grocery facility. We want to build a health and wellness center right on the corner of Jackson and D Street. And so we have a lot of things going on to try to get our community healthier. This is just one more step towards that, a big one.
That's great. Great turnout. A lot of folks there that day.
Huge turnout, great cars, great art. You're going to see them. They're going to stand out. So really excited about the difference it's going to make in our community.
I should say that took place back on March 30th. So congratulations to you on that.
Thank you.
And then you had another little celebration that we're going to tell everybody about. You posted on Facebook. Happy 1-year anniversary to Westside Oasis.
Yes.
We had a blast celebrating with you last night.
You know, the Westside Oasis is the old 7 Seas. Many of us know that. Lewis Connor. You know, that's where you went to go get your catfish and go have a cocktail after work and just be a part of the community. Terry and his wife came in from Hawaii. They bought the building.
I remember.
They've opened it up and they've been very successful with it. They're adding a restaurant. There's food there now, but they're adding a restaurant there. It's just really great. And I urge you to go visit it if you haven't gone out. It's right on the corner of Lake Mead and H. Great people, great facility. I think great value for what you're going to get. You know, you go on the Strip, it costs you a lot more for a drink, but they usually have live music. It's just a cool place to go. I was very happy to see them celebrate the 1 year because they started, we had COVID, all the other obstacles. It seemed like sometimes when you go out, you have so many obstacles sometimes to overcome.
Just getting that inertia to move, start moving.
They overcame huge obstacles of the building itself, maintaining the integrity of it, COVID, but here they are still standing.
Yeah, and
so I was very happy to go out and
it's hard to believe it's been a year already.
Hard to believe it's been a year.
I remember when they launched. Yeah, it's an historic place, an iconic place.
Yeah.
And so here they are. So good for them. Good for
them.
them.
I'm very, very happy for them, and I'm proud of them. I'm glad that they're here.
Well, speaking of new things, Councilman, a new library coming to the historic West Side. Now, there's a lot of misinformation that's been out there. I think people think that the library on the West Side is going away. The old building is going to be, we're moving to a new spot.
Yeah. If you look at the library that's there now, it has served its time. It was modern when it was built.
A million years ago.
But it's very small. Ceilings are low. It doesn't meet the standards of today's libraries or what library is all about. You know, we never want to take away books. I'm a huge reader, and I love to read still books. And then when I finish them, I donate them to the library, donate them to my friends. But when you talk about maker spaces and you're talking about community space, and when you talk about a space where we can do teaching, we can do workforce development, that's now what a modern library looks like.
It's more than just the books.
It's more than just books. And so we want to build a brand new library. We have a designated spot inside of our Enterprise Park, which is right on Martin Luther King area, between the post office and Fresenius Kidney Care Facility. We have some land we're going to work with the library district on to build a modern, beautiful library.
It's going to be a little farther west than
about 0.6 miles away.
Not too far.
Right around the corner. And if you look at the library district built on the east side of town, it's beautiful. And I have to give the board, the new executive director, Kelvin, and the Library Foundation board, because they have also heard our call for a new library and they have responded. We had a number of community meetings. The fact that we are on their radar and that we are slated to be a new library, to get a new library in our community is huge, because there's a lot of need around the city, and we've got them on board that they want to focus their energies on getting us a new library, which is a huge, huge, huge step. So it looks like it's moving forward. I think the community had some misconceptions about thinking that the library is going to go away. No. That's definitely not the case. And we haven't decided what's going to happen to the old building yet. But whatever happens with that building, it'll be community oriented. And it'll be something, space that will be utilized for the community.
And Councilman, you're hitting it on the head, and we've heard this from the library district, that libraries are so multifaceted.
They are.
And this will afford us the opportunity to provide all those different services, plus digital equipment, all kinds of things that people can use.
No doubt about it. Bigger computer services, which are always free. At the library. You can go check your email, you can go order stuff, it's all free at the library, and I think that's important. We need to expand that, and then, really beautify. Bring a beautiful new modern facility and building there into the community that's going to set us up to be a library of the future and a library of the present. Now we have a library of the past, and we have to change that.
Looking forward. It's going to be very exciting.
Yes, I agree.
Speaking of Historic West Side, some new murals. coming your way?
Yeah, we started a program where we had a call to action to create some more murals for our community. They've been a big hit, the ones that we have now. And so we've allotted some dollars to go towards putting some more murals. We have some artists who have who we sent out requests to that are going to come back, and it just add more color, add more flavor into our community. Anytime you can, I think, create community-oriented art within our community, it just adds to the beautification, adds to some of the history, and we get a diversification of not just the same old, same old.
Yeah, they're
and as you'll
really
see,
nice murals. I mean, a little bit of everything there. That's nice.
Yeah, and I'm excited. Like I said, we had that call out to the artists. I know Allie in our art department has got some requests back. So you'll see some new things coming out within the next year.
Very nice.
Excited about it.
Yeah, very nice. A lot of talent in the community, clearly. So looks good. Yeah, very nice. And then one of the gems on the Historic West Side, of course, is now the Historic Westside Legacy Park.
Yes.
And you're bringing some concerts, which is always what your vision was. It was going to be a place for the community to gather for all types of things.
It is. It is a place where not only can you go and learn about the history of our community, look and see those trailblazers, where schools can bring field trips and be an educational source, but also it could be a public space for the community. And this is a prime example of that. We hosted a concert a few weeks ago, a beautiful concert out in the Historic Westside Legacy Park. We have another one coming up with B. Rose, and that'll be a great concert.
There's the information.
Come on out, have fun. It's a beautiful time of year. The park is great, and enjoy some great music, and have a wonderful day inside of the Historic Westside Legacy Park.
This is the perfect time of year to be outside.
Yes.
April 23rd. Councilman, for those that don't know what Historic Legacy Park is or where it's located, give them a quick update.
So the Historic Westside Legacy Park opened up last December, and it is a park that is a partnership with the city and the county, where we created a beautiful park located in the Enterprise Park zone, right behind the Starbucks, the El Pollo Loco on Lake Mead, Mount Moriah. And it is a place not only that's going to beautify the community, but we have markers that identify key individuals, trailblazers, that help build up our community. Some of them have gone on, some of them are still living. We inaugurated 36 individuals on the first round of the process. We have 22 coming in this year. We will induct them in June. So it is something that's going to continue to recognize people in our community.
Yeah.
It's been highly well received.
It's a beautiful facility.
It is. Yeah. It's a beautiful facility. The people that are there to be memorialized in the park were and are true champions of our community that did so much. And it's great to go out and try to learn more about who helped us get to where we are in our community today.
Very well done, too. There's pictures of all those folks and a little description of their significance to the community.
Yes.
And so you get a little bit of a history lesson, but you also get to enjoy that beautiful space.
Yeah, and it's great for the park to be there, because an Enterprise Park zone was meant for businesses to come in, generate a tax base that could be reinvested back into the community. But there was no place, no really green space, no place to kind of.
That's right.
If you got a coffee over at Starbucks and you worked over at the FBI building, then now you can grab a cup of coffee, go hang out at the park, enjoy a beautiful day, and then go back to work. Yeah. So it kind of creates a great bridge between work and sort of that hardscape that's there.
Yeah, go check it out if you haven't seen
Please
it already.
do.
It's
Please do.
Definitely worth seeing. And then, Councilman, you posted this on Facebook. You said, as president of the Nevada League of Cities, it was an honor to lead our Nevada delegation at the National League of Cities Congressional City Conference in the nation's capital. And this was back on March 16th.
Yeah, it was great time, along with our executive director, Wesley Hopper, who's doing a great job for the Nevada League of Cities. The National League of Cities is the lobbying organization, is the voice organization of cities and municipalities around the country. And they will advocate on behalf of cities to the federal government, internationally, on a wide range of subject matters. And then there are resources as well for communities that might want to get more information, let's say regarding cybersecurity, where you can tap into the National League of Cities. They have people that are working there, subject matter experts that will help you if you're trying to create policy within your own communities about that. I am blessed to serve as the president of the Nevada League of Cities this year, and I represent a number of municipalities and cities around the state, and it is an honor The league conference that we had was great. Learned a lot of information. The president spoke. The Speaker of the House came. Secretary Buttigieg came and spoke to the group.
I think a lot of people probably don't realize you council members wear many different hats.
Yeah.
You serve on different boards besides the city council as part of your city council duties.
Yes.
And you are the president of the Nevada League of Cities on top of
Yeah,
everything else.
it is. You know, there's a long list of people who have been president of the Nevada League of Cities over the years, too. I know Congressman Porter was the president of the league, and just others over the course of time. And I tell you, I didn't realize the importance of what it did prior to me serving on council, to be very honest. But now that I know, it is. And it represents, you know, it has a voice within our state government, our federal government. It advocates. You know, for instance, the city of Las Vegas might have a very robust cybersecurity plan in place to protect the city of Las Vegas. But there's smaller municipalities around town, around the country, around the state that don't have those resources. And so they are not talking about cybersecurity until they get hacked. And so from a statewide perspective, for instance, you know, the state of Nevada had a cybersecurity plan in place, but we've advocated for them to expand that. And it's my understanding that the governor is looking to expand that now, which is great. But that came from advocacy from the Nevada League of Cities as well, which helped along with that. As we go to the legislative session, we talk about issues facing lands bill, which might, you know, it might not affect Las Vegas as much, but it might affect West Wendover very much so. So we talk about highway bills and lands bills and those type of things that it advocates for, as well as for issues that face Southern Nevada. You know, the city of Las Vegas are members, Henderson, North Las Vegas are members. So we'll advocate on behalf of issues that are facing the large cities as well as the small cities.
Exactly. All right, Councilman, very good. And then you're active with the LVGEA, that's the Las Vegas Global Economic Alliance, if you're not familiar with the acronym there. An important group. They work with our Department of Economic and Urban Development to bring new business, especially diversified businesses, into Southern Nevada, because we know that we're pretty much a tourist-based economy here, and the idea is to have other industries here that support our economy.
We do, and to diversify that economy is exactly what you said. LVGEA works with the Governor's Office of Economic Development, our Economic Urban Development Department. North Las Vegas has one. Also, the county just started one, where our old colleague Shani is now heading that charge. And so they work to bring business industry. What was so great about this particular breakfast, and a lot of the key individuals that move Southern Nevada were in the room as well. You know, there were a few mentions about the Historic Westside and the work we're doing with our 100 Plan in Action. If you go back to previous LVGEA meetings, to be honest and very candid, there were no conversations about what's going on with the Historic Westside. But now with the 100 Plan in Action, we have a strategic initiative that we're moving forward with. We've introduced it to the governor's office, to the state, the city, and anybody else who wants to listen to us about what's going on. Now they know. And now they're looking to make strategic investments into our community, which is only going to help our community and help us reach our mission.
That's right.
So we need their assistance, and they have indicated they want to be a part of it, but now they have a plan that they know that is solid.
That's great.
And they are looking to make investments into it.
Glad to hear it.
So that's key. It's huge.
I love it. Okay, very good. And then, Councilman, that was back on March 5th was the breakfast. March 22nd was World Water Day. Now, tell everybody about this, because there's a connection with Ghana. You've been to Ghana. Tell everyone.
I just have a personal passion. More than 800 million people around the world don't have access to clean water. We take for granted that we turn on the tap and we get a glass of water and we drink it and we're safe, even though there's a debate about how it tastes. There's a debate, I don't want fluoride in my water, where it's coming from.
The water's hard.
Yeah, the water's hard here, a lot of things. But the bottom line is that imagine there's no faucet. Imagine you have to go out and you get water from the lake that's right there, and it's infested with all types of waterborne diseases, which create waterborne illnesses. And they say over 5 million people die under the age of 5 in Africa because of waterborne illnesses, guinea worm and things like that. And so I went to Ghana with, there's a research institute who does a lot of work in this field, and also World Vision, which is a large NGO, installing water wells and doing what's called WASH, water sanitation hygiene. And so many people don't have access to indoor plumbing and to proper sanitation. So digging, actually putting in latrines and having that. And then also hygiene for women. Women don't have access to proper hygiene care when they get pregnant or for themselves. And so advocating for that, actually drilling boreholes and driving down and getting water and then testing that water and treating that water to create either a hand pump or a mechanical pump for them to get water in their village. Normally, women are the ones that have to walk miles, and they spend hours going to get water
and bringing it back.
And they're bringing it back in these cans. You've seen them called jerry cans, and so they have to carry them, and that's their job every single day. A lot of the kids don't have time to go to school because they have to go walk and get water back and forth. We so take this for granted. Many parts of underserved countries, you'll go out to the bush to relieve yourself, and there's a high incidence of rape for young women who go out in the bush in the middle of nowhere in the middle of the night. So it's more than just water, it's everything that goes into it. I mean, that statement that water is life is so true because water is life.
Yeah, my son involved with World Vision went to Kenya instead of to Ghana.
There you go.
Same mission was to help make it easier for the people in those different villages to have access to water.
Yeah, and I bet your son came back and he's not the same person before he left. And when he went and did that time and spent that time there and seeing that, he is a whole different person.
You're spot on, Councilman.
Yeah.
He said you see a side of the world that you never really
see a side of the world.
Can imagine until you see it firsthand.
And going with World Vision, you got a chance to go into these villages that you never would go to.
Very remote.
If you went to Kenya, you would travel into, if I went to Ghana, you fly into Accra, you would see Accra, maybe you go out to the slave castles in Cape Coast, but you would never really go into these small villages up in northern Ghana and Bogatanga and being on the border of Burkina Faso and Pagai and doing these things because you just wouldn't really have access to it. Right. But now with World Vision, I mean,
you're right there. You're right there. Very
You're right
remote.
there. You are right in the thick of things.
Exactly.
And you think, how is this going on in today's age?
Exactly. In a world where I can pretty much have access to whatever I need, these folks
how do these
every day
countries
to get water.
don't have access to clean water in Africa, in India, in China, in places? It just doesn't make sense, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Because you cook with it, you wash with it, you clean with it, you bathe with water. It's everywhere. You grow your crops. You drink it. So it's a big issue.
It is.
As you can see, it's sort of a personal passion.
Good for you. I totally understand why. I totally understand.
Because I went to Ghana and I came back and you're a whole different person.
I get it. I get it.
Yes.
And I love this too, closer to home. The SNWA, the Southern Nevada Water Authority, did a field trip for minorities in birding. I love the creativity. They always come up with something unique to interest the community. So this is getting out and looking for birds, right?
You know, I am blessed to be married to a woman who is super, super, super smart. She has a master's in water resource management. When I met her in college, she was getting her degree in environmental science. I didn't know what that was. And I just knew I wanted to meet her and get to know her a little better. But she works for the Water Authority and she handles a Las Vegas wash and a lot of other sustainability issues, my wife Kiba. And we were talking about something to expose our community to new and different things. Sometimes we all get caught up in the same old thing. And then that national story came out about minorities in birding. The guy was in Central Park and that was an issue. We were talking about that. And she on her team, they do a lot of bird tracking and watching for the wash and the different wildlife. Tells you what's going on environmentally. Right. And so she said, you ever thought about doing minorities in birding? I said, no, but I love it. And let's put together a group. We literally got a group of seniors at the Doolittle Senior Center. We got some kids from Democracy Prep. And we did a 4-week program. Classrooms, they came in, talked about birding, about the falcons and then we did 2 field trips out in Moapa and then out to the bird sanctuary out in Henderson. And I tell you, it's hugely well received. The kids loved it, the seniors love it, I love it. I had a great time and I can't wait to start it again to see where we're going with this.
Now you're an aviary expert.
I am, aren't I?
Yes. Exactly, I love it.
Yeah, it was great.
And then, Councilman, never one to fail to involve the youngsters. March 30th, we had a Jack and Jill tour here at City Hall. They came right through the studio here, too.
Yeah, they did. You know, Jack and Jill is a youth organization that has been highly esteemed in our part of our community for a long time. You know, we're big on doing community engagement work and bringing our kids down to City Hall, showing them what's going on and how we do the work we do. These young adults came in, juniors and seniors and sophomores and freshmen in high school, and talked about what's going on at City Hall. And I thank you for opening up KCLV TV for them.
Pleasure. And
the team for always being so welcoming. And they get so excited when they come down and learn about how city government works. Yeah. You take it for granted, and always the fun part is when the parents come down and they drop them off, and the parents listen to the first part of it, and they go, "Do you think we can stay too?"
Is it all right if I stick around a little bit?
It's okay if I stick around too.
The kids are like, "Come on."
Yeah, right. And I say, "Sure, come on in." Yeah, there's room for everybody.
All right, very good. Great to have them here. That was back on March 30th, and then we want to mention that Teacher Appreciation Day coming up, actually first part of May 3rd. That's a big deal. It's a time, and boy, the teachers have been dealing with a lot over the last couple of years. Way to thank them.
If there's a time to appreciate a teacher, the time is now. Yeah. And they have gone through so much this past couple of years, and trying to keep themselves safe and kids safe, and just mitigating the conversations that are out in the world today regarding the pandemic. They deserve recognition. Now, they deserve recognition every day, but let's just take a day to specially recognize them, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so May 3rd, everyone, is the day to appreciate a teacher, and I'm sure you can find 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 that you could honor. So, well, Councilman, the time always goes by quickly with you, and that brings us toward the end. But we want to tell everybody out there, hey. We always want to hear from you. If there's something you'd like to share with Councilman Crear, you can find him on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. He's very active on social media. And you can also contact him just by picking up the phone, 702-229-6405, or send him an email. His address is ccrear@lasvegasnevada.gov, and he or one of his great staff will get right back to you with whatever your issue might be.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Once again.
Well done.
We'll be back here sooner than we know.
It always comes by fast. 6 weeks, poof.
Poof is right. So many things going on, which is always fun and always exciting.
All right. Thank you so much, Councilman. Always a pleasure to have you on. Look forward to the next show. And want to tell you, don't miss our next show on April 28th with Ward 1 City Councilman Brian Knudsen. You can now catch all of our KCLV shows on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Also, look for our QR code during the closing credits of this show to sign up for our newsletter. And don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next time around.